أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everybody to today's final teaching class. Jazakumullah for coming on time. Let me call a student to the mic straight away. A1126. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am very, very good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sweetheart. So let's do our usual thing of starting by asking Allah for His help. Can you read this dua highlighted in yellow?
Okay.
Okay, then don't forget the dua.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi Allini ma huwa jayrun indaka.
Excellent, mashallah, well done. Just one thing, this is a ha, okay? Khairun.
Khayrun.
Well done. Okay, otherwise it's very, very nice. The English translation, please.
O my Lord, teach me what is best for me in your knowledge. Tazkira.
Well done, mashallah. Jazakumullah, sweetheart, for such a lovely start to the class. And inshallah, I'll call you to the mic again during the class.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz for now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, let me just ask you to take note of something here. We did ask last week for people if they were interested and they wanted to recite a nazm in the final session, which is tomorrow. And I do believe some of you have actually sent in some recordings. Unfortunately, there's been a technical glitch with the system whereby you submitted them. So we've got here, let me just get the highlighter here. If you can see here, this email address. If anybody is wanting to do the nazm, can you resubmit your recordings to this particular email address directly to this one? This will speed things up. As I say, all the recordings that we received, there was a technical glitch with the system. And so we need you to resubmit so that we can make a choice. And we'll try and get back to somebody this evening about who's going to be doing the nazm tomorrow. Okay, so all of the information that's written here is exactly the same as last week. The concluding session is tomorrow, the 30th of March, 7 till 8 o'clock. And if you'd like to be considered for a nazm, please send a recording of this particular nazm, just 4 to 5 couplets, and send the recording to this email address down here. Okay, and I'll post this, I'll display this again during the class as well. Okay, just in case you miss some of the information. Okay, so now then, let's go to our lesson proper. So let me just move this out of the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remind you all about some things that I picked up on yesterday in terms of recognizing letters. Some of you are still struggling a little bit on some of the letters, and that's fine in the sense that, you know, sometimes we're reading fast and we can't always keep up with our eyes. But here is the lesson, which is lesson number 4, combined letters, where all of the letters are actually listed. Let me just bring them back up now, okay, in all of their forms. In there, for example, this Jim here, this is its isolated form. This is what a Jim looks like. But when you join it into a word and it starts a word, it looks like this. Just this top bit here is used and the dot is brought into play. When it's in the middle of a word, it's very, very similar. Obviously, a letter is joining into it. Otherwise, it looks exactly the same. And when it's at the end of a word, it looks basically like it does in its isolated form. That doesn't happen for all of the letters, okay? For example, you can see here a tha. The isolated form is here. At the beginning, just the first part, just this part here is used together with the 3 dots. In the middle, it's made even smaller. Just basically this bend, this very top bit here is used here, okay? with the 3 dots. And at the end, it looks exactly like it does in its isolated form. Now, yesterday, one of the students whose pronunciation was really, really very, very nice was struggling a little bit with some letters. And if I just bring those ones up, here we go. Okay, here was a fa, and there's 1 dot on the top. There's a curly bit, okay? When the letter starts a word, this curly bit is filled in. When it's in the middle, you get a little hole here, okay? The dot is present in all the cases. And if you compare that to a qaf, okay, very similar, isolated form. At the beginning is filled in with 2 dots, but in the middle, it's an empty hole here, okay? And these are the sorts of things that when you're first learning to read, you can get a little bit confused by. But it's okay, you've got all these notes. If you've got the book, you can refer back to this particular lesson, okay? So I just wanted to point that out. Now, let me just call A1131. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am also well. Have you started your Easter holidays from school?
Tomorrow.
Okay. So are you looking forward to them?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, yes. I think we could all do with some holidays now. Okay, so you can hear me okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Jazakumullah Sui. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was able to hear me. I'll call you to the mic, inshallah, again in a short while. Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to point out was something I picked up on yesterday was idgham. Some of you were struggling a tiny bit with idgham. And I just wanted to point out that in lesson 20, which is here, assimilation, this is where we talked about idgham, okay? And if I just pick up on the noon, okay? I'll just remind you about it. If a lam or ra mushaddad appears after a noon sakin or a tanween, no nasal sound will be assimilated into the next letter. Okay, so for example, here, let me get my highlighter. Here is a noon, okay? Straight after this is a lam mushaddad, okay? If a lam mushaddad is here, okay, the noon, let me remind you again, if a lam or ra mushaddad appears after a noon sakin, and that's exactly the case here, no nasal sound will be assimilated into the next letter, which basically means you drop the noon. You just don't pronounce it at all. So here we would be reading milla. There's no noon sound. The same thing happens if you see a tanween, okay? There's a lam shaddad. It occurs straight after a tanween, okay? The nasal sound is dropped. And you read this as if there was just a single dhamma on the top. Rulla. You don't pronounce any noon sound whatsoever, okay? That's the case for lam mushaddad. The same thing for a ra mushaddad. If you see a ra mushaddad and there's a noon sakin just before, as is here, you drop the noon. This would read as mirrabbi. The noon sound is completely dropped. And again here, we have a tanween and a ra mushaddad. The nasal sound is dropped. You treat this as if there's just a single dhamma on the top. So here you'd read furra. Absolutely no nasal sound whatsoever. Okay? Now I happen to have chosen here dhammatain and dhammatain, okay? But it's the case for all tanween. Okay? Let me find here. For example, here ra mushaddad. Just before it is a kasratain. Exactly the same process, you drop the nasal sound. Rabbirra. No nasal sound. Okay? So if any of you were struggling yesterday and became a little bit confused, this is the lesson to come back to and have a look if ever you're reading and somebody corrects you as to why the noon sound is dropped. Okay, so we have a lovely young, I think it's Tifl, who's got his video on, and I can see his eyes. Very, very nice shot. If you could please switch off your videos. Jazakumullah. Okay, so let's now choose. Let me choose. I've had Tifl. Let's choose young Nasirat. And 1, 2, 3, 1. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, darling. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am also well. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so from here, we have highlighted. Can you read from here?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإنا إن
We go to here.
شاء الله لمهتدون.
Excellent, mashallah. Very, very nice. Very nice reading. Nice proportion on your timing. Your pronunciation was also very, very nice. Just here, I've highlighted it. Okay. This it's not a qalqala sound. Okay. So don't do any sort of jerking sound. This one would read as la muhtadun.
La muhtadun.
Excellent. Well done. That was very, very nice. Okay. Don't make it as la muha, okay, because that's not the way to read it, okay? Okay, so carry on, sweetheart, from here.
Okay. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you got now join on with, okay, so there to there.
Okay. Kalla zalulun tusirul tisu.
Okay, that's okay. To see.
Sirul arzabalat tasqi qilla harratha musallamatun tu. Should I carry on?
You can, yes. Musallama, carry on.
Musallama shiyata fiha.
Okay, fantastic. Jazakumullah, sweetheart. Okay, so let's just go back and have a look at what was going on here. Okay, when you were reading, okay, when you got to here, where the noon mushaddad has been highlighted, you read this a little bit longer than you should have done. Okay, there's a fatha on the top for 1 second. Innaha. Well done. And I think that all that happened there was that as you were reading, you just let your sound carry on, because everywhere else you were reading for the right proportions. But always pay attention, okay, to what you're seeing with your eyes, and make sure that the sound that you're making is actually what's in front of you. Okay, so here we've highlighted it where there's a da marbuta with the dhammatain on top, and the next line starts with a la mushaddad. Okay, here is an example of what I was just teaching you, and I'll show you again. Okay, reminding you, when you see, where were we? It was a la mushaddad. Okay, fantastic. So when you see a la mushaddad, okay, as is the case here, okay, and straight before it is a tanween, you don't make any of the noon sound at all. No nasalization, okay? Rulla. That's how you would read this. So when we were, well done. So when we were here we've got a tanween followed straight afterwards by a lam mushaddad. So that means that you take this da marbuta, you take one dhamma and you join it to the lam. And that would read as tulla.
Tulla.
Okay. And in this case, because there's an alif madda afterwards, we would actually say tulla.
Tulla.
Well done. It was unfortunate for the purpose of what I'm explaining that we've had this at the end, followed by this at the beginning of the next line. But I'm sure you can sort of follow it through, okay? Right, okay. So then we came on to here. And again, I think this was just as you're reading it, sometimes you can lose breath and then get tired. But this is a lam followed by an alif madda, 2 seconds. So this should be read as wala.
Wala.
Well done. And I think you do know this. It's just that as you were reading it, you read it just for 1 second. So you went wala thas, which was incorrect. Okay. So just always make sure that you take it nice and slow as you did, and make sure somebody's listening to you and following along, and listen to them explain to you if you've made a mistake in your reading. Okay. And then here, well done. You noticed that this qaf with the kasra joins onto the lam with the sukoon, okay? A sakin letter always joins on to a letter that comes before it, a letter that carries a stroke. And in this case, the lam with the sukoon has an alif, which has got nothing going on, a ya, which has got nothing going on, and then this qaf was the very first letter it could join on with. So that's why these two join. Okay, and sometimes as you're reading, you do have to go along a few letters before you see what actually joins. So well done. Okay, and then here, okay, here, read for me again, sweetheart. Read it from this wa up to...
Wala.
Okay.
Wala. Taskil har sa.
Okay, well done, well done. Okay, that's good. So when you were first reading it, the first thing that you did was you made this a kalkala sound. Okay, a ra is not a kalkala sound. Okay, they just be har.
Har.
Well done. Okay, not harra. Okay, okay, and now this is a tha. So quite rightly, you did read this as har tha. Okay, but see where I've highlighted here. There's this little gene here. This is a point where you can pause, okay? And if you're going to pause, the way to pause here is to see what's going on here on top of this tha. It's a fatha. When you do a waqf on a fatha, this fatha changes to a sukoon. So what happens is that when you do waqf, you have to treat this tha as a sakin tha. And then you have a ha with a fatha, a ra sakin, and a tha sakin. And you have to join them. Harth.
Harth.
Well done. Yeah. So sometimes you will come to places where you have 2 sukoon letters, okay? And that's just how you have to deal with it, okay? When it's waqf. Harth. Okay, so then we came up to here again, okay? This is a ta marbuta with a dhammatain, followed straight after with a lam mushaddad, okay? So read for me from this meme. Read for me from there.
Musallamatu tu.
Okay, now look at the next line and then see if you can join that.
Tulashiya safiha.
Well done, mashallah. Very, very nice. Yes. Okay. So you've applied that rule of idgham there, okay? There was no nasalization in this with the dhammatain because there was a lam mushaddad that was joining on too. So your reading is really, really nice. Very, very nice, in fact, okay? And I think that all you need to do is just carry on practicing and make sure that you read with somebody there and listen to them when they explain to you maybe your timing issues, which you made occasionally, okay?
Okay, I have a question.
You do? Okay, carry on.
Can you pick me again because this is the first time you picked me on the Quran?
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, I will see, okay, if I can. I'm on my own today. What is your ID again? Remind me.
N1231.
N231. Okay.
N1231.
And 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I will see if I can call you for the dua at the end. Okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
Okay. Jazakumullah for your help. Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so let's have another Nasra in 1, 2, 4, 1. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Darling, how are you? Okay, right. Okay, so now I've lost where I was. Okay, I think we stopped here. That's right. Okay. Okay, sweetheart, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so if you come closer to the mic, okay? Because it's very faint. Speak
Okay.
up. Oh, that's much better. Okay, sweetheart. So if you can read from here.
Qaf.
Dawood, first of all, sweetheart. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نجئت بالحق.
Well done. Carry on.
فذبحوها.
Yeah, carry on.
وما كادوا
Okay, this is just do.
يفعلون.
Mashallah, very, very nice, very, very nice. And your Dawood, to start off with, was really spot on. Very nice to hear. Okay, so just a couple of things that I picked up on. Okay, just timing. With the fall. Okay, this is 2 seconds, sweetheart. Yeah. So when you first started here, this should have been oh. Well done. 2 seconds. Well done. Okay. Here you did a gulgula sound here. It was work, but you do still have to manifest the gulgula. Okay. So this was very nicely said.
بالحق.
Well done. Very, very nice. Your pronunciation is very nice. Okay. Here, where I've highlighted it, this is a waw madda and 2 seconds. Okay. So bahu ha.
وهو ها.
Well done. Well done. Okay. And then here, where I've highlighted it's ein. What's on the top? What is this?
Fatah.
It is indeed, yes. When you first read it, you read it as if it was a dhamma. Okay. So see if you can read from here for me.
يفعلون.
Well done, mashallah. Very, very nice reading. Okay. Now, even though you know, I can tell what the strokes are.
I want to ask a question.
You can in a second, sweetheart. Okay? Don't worry. Okay, I will allow you some time. Okay. So even though you know your letters, it was very clear that you recognize them and you know your rules. Okay. Just a little bit of timing issue that you had. One moment, okay? You still, your eyes didn't pick up that this was a fatha. So this happens often, okay? And that's why it's really important for parents to sit with their children when they're reading the Grammar Jeed, even if they've picked everything up, sit with them so that they don't make an error, okay? Because as you read, if you read with a dhamma instead of a fatha, you could possibly be changing the meaning of the word. and that is not the right thing to do at all. Okay, so always when you're reading at this stage, make sure you've got somebody with you. Okay, sweetheart.
I've got a question.
You have indeed, yes. And what is your question?
Why do we always have to look at the next word while we're doing the word in front of?
Well, because, okay, that's a very, very good question. And I'm glad that you brought it up. What happens is when you're reading, for example, let me go back to, here. I see here a wa. So I think, okay, that's fine. I'll say wa. Then I see a lam with a fatha, and I think, okay, that's a la, wa la. But as I move on, I see that there's an alif madda, and that alif madda is going to make the sound different. And that's why when I'm reading, I have to not just look at what I've got right in front of me, what I'm about to say. I've got to look at what's coming up, because that is going to have an effect sometimes on what I'm actually about to read. So here, instead of me reading wala, I have to read wala for 2 seconds. So that's why you have to look at what's coming up, because often it has an effect. Here, we have a scene with a sukoon on the top. If I was reading this and I saw that there's a ta with a fatha, I might say ta. But the next letter is a sin with a sukoon, a sin sakin, okay? That has to join. So I don't read ta, I read tas. And that's why if you have an eye just at what's coming up, you will then be able to join up and then be able to read fluently. Otherwise, do we say wala? Oh, okay, wala ta. Oh, hang on, wala tas. And so you can speed up. After a little while, you will just automatically be able to see what's coming up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, did that help you at all?
Jazakallah.
Okay, the sweetheart, jazakumullah. Okay, so let's have, I've had 2 Nasra, so let me choose a 1148. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am also good. Okay, sweetheart, so from here, can you have a read, please?
What?
أعوذ بالله من
I
الشيطان.
can't really see. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So shall I read the highlighted bit?
From where the wa is, yes.
وإذ قتلتم نفسا فادارأتم فيه والله مخرج ما كنتم تكتمون.
Well done, mashallah. Very, very nice reading. Okay, so a couple of things that I picked up on there when you were reading. Okay, here, okay, this was something that can often happen. Okay, this is a scene with a tanween. Okay, it has a fathatain on the top, so there's going to be some sort of nasalization. Okay, so you have to say sun. Okay, so repeat.
Sun.
Okay, well done. But what you mustn't do is make it sound as if it's qalqala. You mustn't do sanna, okay? Sanna. You mustn't do a little flick at the end. Just as you make the sound, yeah, stop the sound, but keep the tongue right on the top of your mouth. Sun.
Sun.
Well done, okay? So here we would say nafsan fada.
Nafsan fada.
Well done, okay? It's very common with the noon and also with the meme, okay, to make it into a qalqala quite easily. And the way to do it is when you're making a n sound, the tip of your tongue is touching the top of your mouth. Don't flick it off, okay? Stop the sound and leave the tongue there, and that will stop the sound from becoming a qalqala. Okay, so that was one thing. So you read for me this bit here and then carry on.
فيه والله
Sweetheart, stop there, okay? That's fine. Okay, so what you did was you read the fee perfectly fine. You saw the ha and you knew that you were going to do a waqf here. Okay, I understand that that's what you were doing. Okay. Okay, so if I could just ask everybody to please not raise your hands, okay? What happens is when you raise your hands, things happen on my screen and I'm unable to see what I'm reading. Okay, so if you could just keep your hands down. Okay, okay, so again, you read the fee, you saw the ha, and you were going to do a pause. So what you did was you did a waqf just on the ha. So you did fee, and then you went on to wallahu. But so if you look, okay, there's an alif madda here. The ha with the fatha has an alif madda straight afterwards. When you do waqf on a madda, okay, there's no change. You have to say ha and then do the waqf. Fiha.
فيها.
Well done. And then that's where you can do the waqf. You read it exactly as it's written, okay? There is no change when there's a madda. Okay, so make sure in future when you do come to something like this, okay, and there's a waqf going on, don't ignore the alif madda, because when you do waqf, the alif madda still counts. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so then we came up to here, okay? Read me from this gene. Carry on from there.
رجما.
Okay, well done. One more time, okay, because you included that. So one more time.
رجما.
Well done, well done. Okay, so you did do a little bit of ghunna on the meme mushaddad that time, okay? This is a meme with a shadda on the top, a meme mushaddad. So you do have to do a 2-second ghunna, okay? 2-second nasal sound. So the most ideal way of reading this would have been muhrijum jumma. Yeah? 2 seconds on the meme. Jumma. So repeat with me.
جمّا.
Okay, well done. Okay, so from here, okay, this is how you should be reading it. Okay, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. والله مخرج ما. Have a go.
والله مخرج ما.
Well done, well done. Okay, and those are the 3 things that I picked up on when you were reading. Okay, in fact, just the 2 things actually. Yes, this waqf thing. Yes, 3 things. Yes. So you need to pay attention to not making the noon sound a qalqala. Okay. Pay attention to the waqf rules. Okay, and that's something that you will only really get to grips with the more and more that you read with your Quran Majid. Always have the waqf lesson open next to you so that whenever you're going to do a pause, look up where you're pausing, look up what the rule is there, and after a while you'll just get to know and you won't need to look at the pages. And meme mushaddad, make sure you do a 2-second ghunna. Okay, Jazakumullah sweetheart for your reading. Very, very nice. Allah Hafiz for now. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Okay, so if I could now just bring this PDF up again, because there's some more students who've joined the class. Anybody who wants to submit a recording to possibly be chosen to recite tomorrow. Okay, we have some students from the G2 class. They will be chosen to do a tilawat. And if you would like to do a nazm, okay, if you could possibly submit your recordings one more time. This is the nazm that we've chosen, 4 to 5 couplets. If you can send your recording to this Gmail address at the bottom here, highlighted in yellow. I know many of you have submitted already. Unfortunately, there was a technical glitch and we're unable to choose from those recordings. So if you could resubmit and send them directly to this email address, and we will try very hard to get back to somebody tonight to say that they will be the ones who are going to be doing the nazm tomorrow. Okay. Everything else on this PDF is exactly the same as it was before. Okay, the same timings, the same choice of nazm. It's just the email address that you've got to submit to. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so we had got to here. So let's now choose. Okay, somebody cannot hear me. Let me just see if I can.
Mommy, this is my video. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, darling. Okay.
No.
You can't hear me, but you can understand my question?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, to whom am I speaking? What's your ID, darling? What is your ID?
N1253.
Okay, sweetheart. So, okay then, let me just write you that. N1253. Okay, sweetheart, I would like you to read from here, if that's okay.
فَقُلْنَا
Stop. That would always to start off with, okay?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فَقُلْنَا اضْرِبُوهُ بِبَهْزِهَا كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ الْمَوْتَى وَيُرِيكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ.
Okay, that was very, very nice reading. Okay, this letter that I've just highlighted, what is that?
Ain.
Okay, well done. Yes. Taqilun.
Ta'qilun.
Okay, that was very, very nice reading. And excellent, mashallah. Well done for knowing exactly what was going on there, despite the quality of the printing. Okay, sweetheart. The only thing that I would pick up on there for you is when you read this one here, where I've highlighted it. Have one more go from Gather. Have one more go from here. Read it to here. Okay.
كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ الْمَوْتَى.
Okay, that's fine, okay? This is a gaf, okay? Gaf. Make sure when you read it, you pronounce a gaf as opposed to a qa, okay? This is a gaf, it's a thin sound. كَذَلِكَ.
كَذَلِكَ.
Well done. كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ.
كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ.
Well done. Okay, and that was the only thing that I picked up with your recitation. Okay, so mashallah, you're doing very, very well. You have a sibling with you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a brother, A1165.
Yes.
Okay, so if I can have him on the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, darling. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am also very well. Okay, sweetheart. So we've got to here. Have a read from here, please.
Summa kasa.
Stop. Before you start reciting from the Quran Majid.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم ستقولون أيدي بعض ذلك فهي كالحجارة أو أشد قسوة.
Okay, stop this, sweetheart. Okay, we are going to do waqf here. Okay, so this waw and this ta. Okay, there's got to be something that happens here. Have one more go. Qas, what happens here?
Excuse me,
Yes.
I can't hear your voice properly.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I'll speak a little bit louder. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so have one more go at this last bit here.
Qaswatan.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay then. Okay, sweetheart, your reading is quite nice. Taking your time, and that's the correct way of doing it. Let's just go back to here. Okay, here. Okay, this off is a thick and heavy sound. Okay, so make sure you pronounce it like that. Oh, well done. Qasat. Well done, well done. Okay. And here you corrected yourself. Okay, this is fine. So you read it properly. The second time. It was really nice that you spotted it. Okay, and you read that very nice. And to remind everybody at home, leave.
Oh, I already checked from there too. A meme.
When you see this small meme, okay, what happens? It essentially this move. So you have to say okay, and this young man did just that. Okay, so something that you always got to spot when you see it. Okay? Okay. This here is a ta. Okay, when he was reading first time, he read this as a qaf, I think. Okay, this is a ta. It has two dots, but it's a ta al-mudbuda. Okay, as opposed to a qaf. Rati.
Okay.
Okay. Rati.
Yeah.
Well done. And then again at the end, what you do. And what happens is, whenever you see a ta marbuta, the ta marbuta always, whatever it carries, becomes a sakin, ha. Okay? So what you have to do here is, when you come to the end, you say qas, and then the waw will join onto a sakin ha. Qaswah. Well done. Okay, so if you were to read, okay, from here, let me find. Okay, okay, let's just say ذلك فهي كالحجارة أو أشد قسوة. Okay, so you just do a waqf at the end. Whenever you see a ta al-mabuta and you're going to do a waqf on it, it always changes into a ha sakin. Okay? Okay, sweetheart. Your reading was very, very nice. Okay, keep practicing. And inshallah, you'll only improve. Okay, so let's choose somebody else now. Okay, so A1184. Assalamu alaikum. A1184.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am very good. Yes. Okay, so where did we get to? We've got to here. So if you can read from here, please, darling.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa inna minal hijarati lama yanafajjaru minhul الأنهار
Well done, mashallah. Okay, carry on.
وإن منها لما يشقق فيخرج منه الماء.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, one more time because I think I just slightly lost your sound. From here.
فيخرج منه الماء.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, mashallah, that was very, very nice reading. As you can see, I've only highlighted 2 bits here. Okay, this letter that I've highlighted here with the dot on the top, what is this letter?
خاء.
It is a ha. When you were reading it, it didn't sound like a ha. Have one more go.
فيخرج.
Okay, well done. That was very, very nice. Is a ha a qalqala letter? Do you know?
No.
Okay, you don't know, or it's not a qalqala letter?
It's not a qalqala letter.
No, it's not a qalqala letter. Okay, so that means that you mustn't do any sort of bouncing on it. Okay, so this would read as fayahru, fayahru.
فيخرج.
Well done, well done. Very, very nice. Okay, so that was something that I picked up on. Right at the end here, okay, here and here and here, okay. This at the top is a madde kabir, okay. It's an extra long elongation. You can extend it up to 6 seconds if you have enough breath. 4 seconds is the minimum that you should aim for. At the end is a hamza with a dhamma. When you do waqf on this, okay, the hamza with the dhamma becomes a hamza sakin. And when you have a hamza sakin, there's always a little bit of a jerk sound. So when you read it at the end, this is how it should have sounded, okay? I'll read it from here. Minhul ma. Okay, did you hear that little jerk at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so have one more go and read it from minhul.
منه الماء.
Okay, don't do the at the end, okay? This hamza is the hamza sakin, okay? And all that happens is when you come to the end of the ma sound, you have to acknowledge the fact that there is a hamza sakin there, but you don't do an sound, okay? It should sound like this. Ma. Have a go.
ماء.
Okay, that's something you need to practice on, and I'm trying to think of how to explain to you to do it. Okay, I can only really just make the sound ma.
ما.
That's it, spot on. That's exactly the sound that you should make. Okay, it shouldn't sound like a hamza with a fatha on top. It should sound just as you read it there. So have one more go at reading from this highlighted fa to the end here.
فيخرج منه الماء.
Well done, mashallah. That was really nice. This the way that you did the waqf at the end was really nice. Your reading, alhamdulillah, is very, very good. Okay, keep on practicing. Okay, and then jazakumullah for reciting with us just now. Allah Hafiz for now.
Jazakallah.
Okay, so now let me choose. Okay, we've done that. So so somebody has a question, so let me ask. N1258, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you, darling?
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
When will the next session start?
Okay, we should let this session finish first. But okay, you are very keen. Are you talking about the next class tomorrow?
No.
Okay, are you talking about the next session as in when we start our new term?
Yes.
Okay, that will be, it's not been finalized as yet, but it'll be sometime in September, late September, early October, inshallah. That's something that is still being finalized. But roughly then? Would you like to apply again to do the course again?
Yes.
Okay, well, you have a think about that, okay? But yes, we will, inshallah, be doing this course again. We run it twice a year at the moment, and start roughly towards the end of September. And then the first term goes until December. And then we have another session, which is the same as the one that we're just coming to the end of, January to March time. Okay, so sweetheart, we have some time. So would you be able to read for me from here?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن منها لما يخرج من خشية الله.
Beautiful, mashallah. So sweet. That was such a nice recitation there. Really, really nice. Okay. Just one thing. This highlighted letter here, what is this?
Jim.
Okay. It's got, I've got that lesson up. So let me bring that up. Okay. Let me just show you. Okay. If I can find it. Okay. So here we are. Okay. Here, let me get my highlighter again. This is a Jim. Where is the dot?
In the middle.
It is, yes, okay. Now, when it starts a word, where is the dot?
At the bottom.
It is, yes, because what's happened is that the top bit of this Jim has been used, and then the dot, which is actually in the belly, as I like to call it, becomes at the bottom here, okay? Right, so now let me ask you, what is this letter here?
Jim.
Okay, but does it look like this letter here?
No.
The shape is the same. The dot is what's different, isn't it? Yeah? Look, this shape here has the dot in the middle. That's what causes this to be a Jim. The same shape with the dot at the top makes this a ho. Okay? This is a ho. Yes?
Ha.
Yes. Just try and round your mouth as you say that. Ho.
Ho.
Well done, mashallah. Very, very nice. Okay? So then when you have it here, okay, at the beginning of a word, the shape is still the same, okay? The top of the shape is used, but the dot, because it was sitting above, the dot carries on being above, okay? And if you look closely at this one here and then at this one here, the shape is the same, one dot and one dot is the same, but the position of the dot is different, okay? Now that is something that is quite easily done, okay, when you're reading. So if I take you back to here and I point it out again, can you see this shape? The dot is on the top. What is this letter?
Ha.
Well done, well done. And in your whole recitation, that was the only thing that you didn't get spot on. Your reading is very, very nice, mashallah. Jazakumullah, okay? For yourself, I would advise you just, if you get stuck on some of the letters, okay, go back to lesson 4, okay, where the letters have been written out. And then you can have a look at those as if you ever get confused, okay?
Okay.
Okay then, sweetheart. So we have a few more minutes. So Allah Hafiz for now. Let me choose, let me see. Okay, so let's choose somebody. A1163. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam, darling. How are you?
I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have it.
Yes. Tomorrow, are we doing a session
We've got
at 7 o'clock?
At 7 o'clock, yes. So, okay, then that's fine. What I'll do is I'll just remind people about that again now. Okay, tomorrow is Friday, the 30th of March. Tomorrow is our very, very, very last class. We won't be doing any teaching tomorrow. We will be doing a presentation for the parents, for the students, for some guests from the Jamaat who will be inshallah attending, for the head teacher also, and the teachers will put forward what they found throughout the course, how they delivered the classes, and how they found the teaching, and what improvements that they're hoping to make for next time. So we've got that tomorrow. Inshallah, we'll have a guest speaker, and inshallah, somebody will be singing the Muslim, and somebody will be doing a tilawat also. Tomorrow it's at 7 o'clock, okay, and not at 6 o'clock, because there are two classes that run every day. 6 o'clock is for G1, which is for yourself, and 7 o'clock is for G2. And tomorrow the session will go on at 7 o'clock. So if you can log in tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and then it would be very nice to have everybody present so that we can actually deliver our presentation and round off the course in a nice manner. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then, sweetheart. Jazakumullah for your question, and Allah Hafiz for now. Okay, so now we're coming towards the end of our class, and before we do the end dua, I just want to say what a pleasure it's been to teach all of the students here, and that goes for all of the teachers. Okay, we've had 12 weeks together, and it's been quite a long journey. And alhamdulillah, you've all attended and you're still here at the end, which is really heartwarming for us that, you know, you've stayed with the effort. We've all really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's always sad when we come to the end. And, you know, to not hear such little voices, such voices who are so happy and willing to learn and to read what Allah has to say to us about how we should live our lives. So I just wanted to say Jazakumullah for allowing us the pleasure of being part of your lives for the last 12 weeks. And may, you know, you strive in all of your efforts to be close to Allah. And we hope, all of us, that what we've done in a very, very small way helps you on your journey, okay, to make you into strong, strong Muslims, strong, healthy Muslims who are true to Khilafat and, you know, true to Islam and true to Allah. Okay, so with that, I will now like to find N1231, who very much wanted to read come to the mic again. Here we are. Assalamu alaikum. N1231.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. Okay, so now we're coming to the end of our class, darling, and we have the end dua. Would you be able to read this by yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran.
Excellent. Jazakumullah, sweetheart. Can you read the next bit as well?
وَجَعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً.
Okay.
And make it for me the leader, wait a minute.
That's fine, yes. The light.
The light, the guidance, and the merciful.
Ameen. Okay, yes, very, very nice. Yes. Please, please, please. Okay. All of you, please do continue with the efforts with reading the Quran Majid. It is the best book you'll ever have, okay? It's definitely the guidance that you should have for the rest of your life. And we very much hope that you don't stop after today or after tomorrow, that you carry on reading the Quran Majid and inshallah get better and better. So
I have a question.
Okay then, darling.
Is the Quran class going to start anymore, or is it just finished tomorrow?
Today was the last teaching class, sweetheart, and then tomorrow we'll have our concluding session, which is just a big fancy way of saying that we're going to have a presentation tomorrow, and we will just do a few speeches, and then we will end the session, and then tomorrow will be the final class for this term.
Is it only G2?
This is G1, okay? Some of you are getting a little bit confused with G1 and G2, okay? You are on G1, which was for students who have not yet started reading the Quran Majid. Although I know some of the students have started, it was for people who wanted to make sure that they knew their Qaida really well so that they can read the Quran Majid properly. G2 is serving the same purpose, but it's for people who've actually read the Quran Majid already, and maybe they don't know how to read with all of the proper rules. So those students were taught using the Quran Majid. But both sets of students were taught basically the same things, just in a different manner. Okay, and for anybody who wants to, you are welcome to reapply for G1. And if you would like to, in September, apply for the G2 course, you are also welcome to apply. Most students from G1 do apply and get accepted onto G2. So please feel free to reapply, okay?
So does that mean that when we have the class again, we're in G2?
Yes, but you have to apply, okay? And then you will get an email to say whether you've been accepted or not. Okay? Okay, then, sweetheart. So now we've run over our time by a minute, so I need to end the class. Okay, and I can only say again, it's been a real pleasure, okay? And I will stop there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.